This might be one of the most important financial videos you watch this year because what I'm about to say can literally kickstart your path to becoming a millionaire. The next time the market crashes, you're going to understand the three simple steps to follow to position yourself that you can sit back and watch the wealth transfer from the impatient investors to the patient investors like yourself. And I genuinely want everyone who's subscribed to this channel to believe in themselves financially because here's the awesome part about investing. You do not need to be a rocket scientist or a brain surgeon to make money investing. All you need is discipline and time in the market. What I'm going to talk through in this video is recognizing opportunity when it comes knocking at your door and being prepared enough to actually take advantage of it. If you've been invested for any amount of time, you already know that market crashes are not some rare, once in a lifetime event. They are normal and they've honestly been happening far more frequently than historically. And yet people still do the same overly dramatic shit with their money the second they turn on the news and see everyone screaming and yelling and saying the world is going to end. If you are a long-term investor, you already know that market crashes can actually be incredibly powerful when you are young and still in your wealth accumulation phase. Yes, downturns feel worse when you're closer to retirement, but by that stage, you should already be gradually reducing your risk and diversifying assets outside of the market anyway. So in this video, I'm going to start by walking you through what typically happens in the first week of a market crash and why emotional discipline matters so much in that moment. I'm making this video because I want you to be able to come back to this specific video when the next downturn shows up, and I'm going to give you the blueprint on how to make a lot of money in the market when others are fearful. Have you ever heard the saying, you don't really know who you are until you get punched in the face? Investing kind of works that exact same way. When everything is calm and stock prices are going up, everybody feels confident and talks this big game about being a long-term investor. But the moment the market drops 20 or 30%, the headlines start getting ugly. A huge percentage of otherwise smart investors suddenly abandon the exact strategy that would have made them wealthy if they had just simply done nothing and stayed the course. Market crashes are a stress test of your behavior, and if handled correctly, they can become one of the biggest wealth accelerators in your entire investment timeline. But getting rich during a market crash does not start with the crash itself. And this is where most people don't understand. Because people love to wait until the markets are already down to just then only get started investing. That, my friends, is called trying to time the market. And on this channel, that's going to send you to metaphorical jail. If you actually want to make money during the next market crash, the foundation already has to be built. You need to be mentally prepared to stay the course when things get uncomfortable. And do not panic. I'm going to throw up a chart on the screen here showing all the major market crashes and how the market has historically recovered to all-time highs literally right afterwards. The investors who stay the course and continue to dollar cost average through the downturn are the ones who quietly start positioning themselves for massive long-term success. And that right here, my friends, is always going to be step number one. Stay the course and let your foundation keep you safe. The second thing you need to realize, and this is closely related to the first point but slightly different, is that market crashes are primarily a mental event. And this is exactly where emotional discipline matters, and the people that are emotionally undisciplined will get blindsided. Understanding the math behind long-term investing is usually not the hard part. Most people know what they're supposed to do. The real challenge is controlling your behavior when the portfolio is down, say, six figures, and every headline is doom, doom, doom. All the headlines are trying to do is make you nervous and panic sell. During every major downturn, you see the same pattern repeat itself over and over again. The market itself does not destroy most investors. The investors' reactions destroy themselves. People panic sell near the bottom, and I literally just made a video on why panic selling is one of the biggest wealth killers out there. So if you haven't watched that yet, just go click that and watch through. But what typically happens is scared investors either pause their contributions right when prices are the most attractive, or they convince themselves that this market crash is going to be different. And they sit out, waiting to feel safe again. And by the time the comfort shows up, the market has already moved on without them. It's too late. There's a reason the GOAT Warren Buffett said to be greedy when others are fearful. because that mindset becomes incredibly powerful, especially during market crashes. If you want to be quietly building serious wealth during the next downturn, your edge is going to come from behaving consistently while everyone around you panics. The third piece, and this can be where real acceleration helps you out a bunch here, is continuing to aggressively buy while the prices are down, making sure you've already got a solid cash buffer set aside, both for your emergency fund and what I like to call opportunity to secure a bag. And don't get this confused with trying to time the market, because this is not what we're doing here. You're still dollar cost averaging and investing like normal. You're just leaning in a little harder and doubling down when the market gives you better prices and being an opportunistic investor. Because during a market crash, some of the highest quality companies in the United States and in the world go on a temporary fire sale. And it's not like these businesses that are literally driving the US economy suddenly become terrible investments overnight. So if you are truly a long term investor and you don't need this money for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, a market downturn is going to help you out so much because you're literally going to be buying all these companies at a discount. Lower prices while you are still in the wealth accumulation phase is exactly what you want. And honestly, the 3 points I covered in this video are not secret. They are not gate kept. This is literally trivial knowledge here. There's nothing crazy. This is just basic, disciplined investing applied consistently over a long period of time. Which, if you've been watching this channel, you already know that is the entire brand of what we talk about on this channel. So that's all I have for this one. I'm going to keep this short and straight to the point. Let me know down in the comments if you were able to make money during the last market crash. And let me know if you have any questions about this. As always, I appreciate you being here. For the ones that stayed all the way to the end, you've got an elite attention span. I really appreciate it. I'll catch everyone in the next video.